Welcome, everybody. Welcome this evening. Welcome to this masterclass on Prepare for Change.
But I'm Susie Valentine, and this is my husband, Sam Valentine.
Hi, everybody. For those of you who haven't met me, I'm an instructor here at From Head to Heart. I'm also leading my own side project called Gentlemen Healers. I've been healing for a couple of years, but my background's actually in something completely unrelated in construction. But I have delivered some organizational change. So I have got some experience of change, not just from a healing perspective, but also from an organization and business perspective as well.
I'm Susie Valentine. I run together with Sam From Head to Heart. We are super passionate about bringing people back into their power, letting people grow, especially from within, because when we change our beliefs and we strengthen our confidence, our own internal power, then we can really step into our life purpose, get a really good understanding of who we are and what we are here to deliver or what we are here to do on earth. So that's what we help people with. And I have also a corporate background. I have been working for many years in the hospitality industry, the real estate development I did a lot in, and also in investments. And then I realized I've got a bigger calling, something I'm even more passionate about, and that's this. So tonight we have prepared a masterclass for you, which is called Prepare for Change. And why are we hosting this masterclass, Prepare for Change? Because over the last 2 years, all of you have gone through a lot of change, especially with some of the uncertain times that we've had. And I'm telling you, those are not over. More things will come because there's a period of change going on, like around the earth with the energies that are currently there. And this will take a couple of years. And you will have some ups and some downs. And there will be periods of change where the energies feel much more intense, and it might impact the way you feel, your emotions, and that's completely normal. If you feel that happens to you, welcome to the club. You're not alone. And therefore, we are hosting this masterclass tonight to show you what you can do in order to stay more balanced. Like, the times are a bit unprecedented. We are moving, as the world, the earth is moving into the Aquarius time. And like COVID was part of the shift that happened. In 2024, we will get quite a bit more shifts. In 2027, we will get some more shifts. And the energy is changing on the earth. The energy is going to vibrate higher. It means that we as humans need to come with. We need to increase our energy. We need to increase our level of consciousness. And how do we do that? We do that by letting go of the resistance, letting go of the negative emotions, and going to this place of flow, going to this place of surrender, not in a surrender in terms of being weak, surrender in terms of being aligned, following the energies, being guided. Change is constant and is very frequent. And we've had COVID, we've got inflation, we've got a war in Europe, there's potential gas shortages. There's a big high demand for gas. The economic climate is changing. Cost of living crisis is what they constantly talk about in the UK. We have artificial intelligence. There's only little being told about that, but there's a huge thing going on in the background with that. Changes, these are changes we are already aware of, but there's so much more coming. Do we know exactly what it is? Not in detail. But we do know these are coming, and we also know they are related to moving people away of being dependent, moving people away of giving their power away. Oh, I'm not taking care of this. You can do it, government, or you can do it, employer, or you can do it, somebody else, mommy, daddy. It's teaching us, these changes are going to teach us to step into our power, but also to take responsibilities for our life, for our finances, our relationships. And a lot of you are already really good at this. And it's for us to strengthen this. So when there's a bit of a shakeup going on in the earth, you'll be less impacted. Or you're in flow, so you're going through it and being guided through it with ease instead of having to fight resistance. So that's what we're going to talk about tonight and what we're going to prepare you for.
So the first thing we're going to have a quick look into is about this idea of rising above the noise, rising above the panic, stepping out of the fear. And I'm just going to start this little bit with a quote from Sun Tzu. And the quote is, "Plan for what is difficult while it is easy. Do what is great while it is small." And I think it's a beautiful quote, because actually it's asking us to think ahead, to know that there will be difficult times ahead. And instead of arriving at that point and having ignorance and being in panic and being in fear, actually we can plan for those difficult times. Winter will always come eventually. And then the second part is about doing what is great while it's small. That is that actually when you do small things often, they accumulate over time, they build up. It's a compound effect that leads us to be able to do great things, even if they only start with small actions. And this is really important because change is often perceived to be difficult. People think that change is this thing that happens to them that is a challenging time. And in many cases, this is perceived to be true. And at this moment, there's a lot of change going on. And so, although there is change happening and change coming, there is still time to prepare for the next round of change that comes. So don't fear that if I haven't done something already today, then it's already ruined, because the best time to start might have been yesterday, but the second best time is to start right now. So the reason that this is really important is because of our balance of certainty and uncertainty. Now, certainty is neither good nor bad. Uncertainty is neither good nor bad. If we have too much certainty, we often can find ourselves in emotion of being stagnated, of having plateaued. Maybe life's a bit boring. Maybe we're a little bit stuck. Too much certainty can lead to those emotions. At the same time, if there's too much uncertainty, this can create overwhelm. It can lead to exhaustion. It can mean that we feel lost and not quite sure what's going on because there's so much uncertainty around us, and it can lead to confusion. So with certainty and uncertainty, we need to find a balance. Now, I know that's very easy for me to say, go out and find a balance between certainty and uncertainty. And so we're going to dig a little bit deeper into this. So within this, the next thing to think about is the way that we perceive certainty. So when our external environment is certain, when things are going on as normal, how we've expected them to be, that balance of certainty and uncertainty means that we have greater ability to take on the uncertain. When we're in certain times, we want to go on an adventure holiday. When we're in certain times, we're like, hey, I'm going to invest in Bitcoin. It's something new and crazy. When we have certain times, we try new things because we have that capacity to tilt the scales slightly in the favor of uncertainty. And yet, when our external environment becomes uncertain, we suddenly find ourselves gravitating back towards things that we already know. Uncertain times, lots of fear, lots of panic in the news and in the media. Okay, well, I'm not going to risk my holiday going somewhere exotic. I'll stick to what I know, somewhere there's reliable sun, and yeah, okay, maybe it's the same as it was last year, but at least I trust it. It means that maybe we'll keep that money in our pocket instead of speculating it or taking it in risky investments. Instead, we'll just keep it in our pocket just in case. It means that instead of trying out that new cuisine or new restaurant, actually, I'll just stay home and cook my old favorites because I know we can trust them. And you can see here, this balance of certainty and uncertainty is largely affected by our external environment. But why is this? Why is the external environment affecting us so much? Well, a big factor in this is actually our ego. Our ego places the emphasis of certainty or uncertainty on the external environment. It says, the external is what it is, and that's how I will manage myself. It does this as a mechanism to protect us. It puts things beyond our control so that we don't take responsibility for them. It's trying to protect us from that responsibility of an uncertainty that maybe we can't quite comprehend or get our heads around. If we're not responsible, then we have no reason to change. The ego places the emphasis for change on the external environment, instead of being empowered to place the emphasis for change on ourselves. So we each believe there are things in life that are within our control and other things that are outside our control. Actually, there's a lot more in your control than your ego would lead you to believe. And if you think that I'm wrong, then if you've reacted to this with I'm not sure about that, that's probably your ego saying, yeah, definitely. I can't control that. I can't take responsibility. It's trying to protect you from taking responsibility for your own life. Okay.
Eventually, everything that we experience, on some level, we influence. On some level, we attract. It might not be conscious, it might be subconscious through the beliefs we have in our subconscious and that energy that gets sent out and then attracts it back. So it is, we do have on some level, we can influence that.
Okay, so I'm going to give you a bit of an example of this, okay? So you're driving your car, somebody cuts you off in the traffic and they cut right in front of you. Is this inside your control or outside of your control? Let me know in the chat. Just drop in the chat. Is this inside your control or outside your control that somebody's cut you up in the traffic? Outside. Okay. Outside.
Outside.
It's quite a lot of outsides. One or two insides. Mostly out. Okay, mostly outside. So think about it. Okay. So unless they've actually collided with you and caused you physical harm, then what impact have they actually had on you? They haven't hit you physically. They haven't crashed into you. They haven't caused you physical pain. So the impact they're having on you, that anger that might come up, oh, he's just cut me up, or the embarrassment you might have with the passengers in your car because somebody's honking the horn. Actually, those reactions are not reactions of yourself. Those are your emotions coming through. So let me rephrase the question. If somebody cuts you up in traffic, is your reaction to them cutting you up inside your control or outside your control? Okay, exactly. So we've got to flip now and it's inside, it's inside, it's inside. Interesting.
You continue.
Okay, so I've got another one for you. It's a slightly big one this time. So your government decides to raise taxes again. Is this inside your control or outside your control? Okay, outside, another inside, a couple of outside. Okay, we're back to outside. Okay, well, actually, your reaction to the actions of the government are completely within your control. I know, it's difficult to get your head around, okay? But if you accept they're inside your control, you get to make lifestyle choices. You get to choose the job that you do. You get to choose the way you structure your life. You get to choose where you live. You can choose whether you take the actions of the government as a catalyst for you to make a change. And you can use it as a motivation to do things differently. So yeah, for those of you who said, yeah, it's outside, maybe it is outside. But if you flip it on its head and say, actually, how I react to what the government does, that reaction is completely within my control. You're then empowered instead of passing that energy, passing that control over to the government.
So what Sam is really alluding on is this mindset shift. It's so often that we said, oh, that was outside of my control. Oh, I can't do anything about that. Or I'm really angry at that. I'm upset about it. How can they do this to me? And we're talking about this mindset shift. You can control your own emotions. Now, it's not easy, but it's really important because if you let somebody else control your own emotions, you're going to be impacted a lot. Because changes will keep on happening. The changes that will come and happen in the world will impact a lot of people. So if these bigger changes are happening, are you going to be impacted by that? Or are you going to recenter and say, hey, I can decide what I do with this. I can decide how I feel, how I react, how I respond.
Absolutely. So this doesn't mean that, hey, you come on, you do this hour-and-a-half session, we do part 2 next week, and overnight, like your whole life is click change, and that'd be great. And we all know that when we're accessing the subconscious mind and we're changing limiting beliefs deep down at on a deeper level, that we can make big changes in an instant. But that's not quite what we're asking you to do fundamentally. What we're saying here is that this is a start. It's a starting question. It's a starting point to prepare you for change. It's a starting point for you to be on that journey for working on yourself. And it's a starting point for preparing for how you work with different, or how you deal with and respond to different situations, to change yourself in order to prepare for the change that happens external to you.
So let's go back to this certainty and uncertainty that we discussed at the start of this masterclass. When we have too much certainty, we can stagnate, we can plateau, life can get very boring, we might feel stuck. Lots of certainty, these things can happen. When there's a lot of uncertainty, there might be overwhelm, there might be exhaustion, we might feel lost, confusion, there might be a lot of resistance. But in the uncertainty bracket, there's also growth, which is critical. Some areas of our life, we need stability and certainty. You might need stability and certainty with your house, with your family, with your job, maybe a certain routine of sports and meditation to keep you balanced. Whilst in other areas of your life, it would be very helpful to explore the uncertainty, to expand your horizon, to do some self-development, some spiritual growth, something new. Because that keeps you challenged. That keeps you feel good about yourself. That keeps you excited. If you don't grow, people often get into the negative emotions, get into that negative spiral, because the growth excites you. The growth lets you move forward. The growth lets you be who you really are. Lets you go into your life, do your life purpose. So it's really about finding this balance. We don't only want certainty. We also don't only want uncertainty. But make sure for yourself, look at your own life and say, hey, am I a little bit comfortable in these areas? Maybe a little too much? Or am I going too much out of my comfort zone? And therefore everything gets unbalanced. The best balance you will have when you have certain areas in your life with certainty, and other areas of your life you're expanding and growing. And that's why we love teaching those courses, so people get a lot of inner growth. That's why we do these masterclasses, but especially do the theta healing courses that we teach.
So we know that we can bring certainty to things that would make us feel overwhelmed, that exhausted or lost or confused. And for things that are in that pool of stuff, in that pool of uncertainty, we can bring certainty to them by improving our reactions to them, by improving the way that we respond to the uncertainty that's been presented to us. And that is taking the power away from the uncertainty, taking it away from the external environment and owning it, saying, these reactions are mine. And actually, we can do exactly the same to the things that are certain. When we stagnate or plateau, or things have got a bit boring, or we're feeling a bit stuck, we can also look at the response that we have to them, and we can bring a spark of joy. We can bring gratitude, trust, compassion. We can let things go, so that even if there's nothing specific happening, or certainty has become a little bit too comfortable, a bit too normal, we're stepping back and changing our reaction to this. We can ready ourselves for the next step, for the next time we want to move forward.
So take a moment for yourself now and just think, what creates certainty in my life? Put it in the chat, what creates certainty for you? We all need certainty in certain areas. What creates that certainty? Family and friends? Definitely, Emma. They're very important, family and friends. Stable income? Yes. Financial stability? Faith in the creator? Yes, I love it, Melanie. That higher guidance. Again, family and friends, jobs and kids? Yes. Home and money? Connection to the divine? Personal growth? Yes. Family and divine connection, everything being connected. I agree. Meditation, nature, beautiful things that create certainty. Good. Job and family. Now think about it for your life. What creates uncertainty in your life? And uncertainty is not necessarily bad. A lot of the times we feel that uncertainty might be challenging or not what you want, but actually exploring something new, growing is all part of going into something that's uncertain to you and expanding your comfort zone. Questioning what to do for work and where to live. Yeah, exactly. Emma, you're actually, like when I scan your energy, you're in a transformation period. You will get clarity on this, but be patient because it will take a little bit and you're going to grow a lot. And that growth will give you different insights on that.
Some beautiful ones coming through here. So not having your own place, taking risk, economy, housing, growth, spiritual growth, job, love.
Love is a good one. Can bring uncertainty too.
Yeah, absolutely. Expanding, sharing. Yeah, what you can't control.
Yeah. So what do we do with these uncertainties? How can we deal with these uncertainties? And a lot of times we want to control things, but when things are uncertain, it's quite difficult to control. So the best thing that we can do is to work on this virtue of trust. The virtue of trust and really being guided by our intuition and being guided by the divine energy. For some people, it's called God. For others, the creator. For others, the life force. For some, the universal energy. Yeah. So really, what can really help us to create a balance and to allow us to go into uncertain areas or times is really to follow our intuition, to allow that higher guidance to come in. So that's why the second part of this masterclass is about hearing your inner voice and trusting your intuition.
So I've got another quote for you. Okay, this is Shakespeare, Henry V. All things are ready, if our minds be so. What does this mean? What is he getting at? I bet this is written 400 years ago. Okay, what's old Bill getting at here? So, if all things are ready, if our mind be so, it's saying that no matter what is going to happen, no matter what change might occur, it'll happen when it's ready, if our minds are ready for it.
Yeah.
And that is really empowering to say, these external things that happen, they're going to happen, but it's how we are that really matters, if our minds be so. So that's really why we're going on the second part of this. We're looking into hearing your inner voice and trusting your intuition.
So you all have got different voices in your head. And it's about what do we do with that? How do we respond on that? If you have an inner conversation sometimes, should I do this or should I do that? I'm not sure if this is right. Maybe I should have said that. Or you're going into a difficult conversation and you have prepared all the potential answers you could have given. Or like, okay, if they said this, I will say that. Or if they do that, I will do this and this and this. And you prepare all these things in your head. It's like all those different voices are there giving their input. Now we have different parts within our brain. You've got your survival self, which is focusing on surviving. You've got your undercurrent self, which is focusing on fixing any problem you've come across. It might not fix it in the way you want it, but that's his job, is constantly focused on fixing the problem. And we've got our ego self. Now, ego is not bad. It's often misunderstood in the collective consciousness as that ego is a bad thing. Everybody has an ego, and we need our ego because our ego helps us with our decision making. The ego is good as long as it's balanced. If the ego gets out of balance, it turns into egotism. And that is when the ego starts controlling the mind. These kind of moments you want to avoid, because that's when the ego takes over. And that's when the ego actually becomes unfavorable. But a balanced ego is very healthy. It helps you in your decision making. And then the other part within us is our higher self. Our higher self is the most enlightened version or most enlightened part of ourselves. Doesn't mean it's fully enlightened. It doesn't mean it's always correct, but it's the furthest developed part of ourselves that can really help us and guide us in our next steps. So it's completely normal that we have different voices in our head, and they might all say different things. And some help you and others kind of limit you. So it's about all this noise that's going on, how to find out which voice you can rely upon, how to find out what the different voices are and what kind of confusion they create and how to deal with that. Now, we do have a theta healing class. We teach theta healing. We talk a little bit about that later. And it's called You and the Creator. And we really go into a lot of depth and detail of all those 4 different aspects. And you get a lot of clarity on that and how you can better understand them and how you can influence them so they start working for you instead of against you. This is the 4th foundation course of theta healing, and it's part of the life transformation package in case you're interested. Now let's continue on that. So we have those 4 voices. Now you need to cut through the noise to really get that right decision for you. So connecting to the divine energy and listening to your intuition will really help. Because when you start listening to your intuition, you get that higher guidance. And it's critical to get that higher guidance when there's a lot of times of change. Because that higher guidance will have a higher perspective. And when we look at situations this way, they might look situations from above and they can already see much more than we can. Therefore, they might come up with guidance and solutions that are much more tailored to what we need. And it might not make any logical sense. So this is where we need to practice, becoming familiar with that higher guidance. And we do that by starting with small exercises. Because when you start small, but it's helping you in a great way, then when decisions become more important, you know the technique, you know the voice which to listen to, and it will help you and get you to the path you are meant to be on with the least resistance, with the best guidance. So what do? The more we experience this intuition, this higher guidance, the easier it becomes. You get more empowered. You start to really trust your intuition, trust these voices. And that's what we teach you. Like in all the courses we teach and in a lot of the work that we do, even in these kind of master classes, we really focus on developing that for you. Because this is your personal power. It doesn't matter what happens in an external environment. When you have that higher guidance, you will be able to deal with any situation. Just remember that. Okay, so our main focus is really on strengthening that connection with the higher guidance. So it can be from the creator, the divine energy, to really open up that intuition, to allow that, to navigate through life, especially during these times. So we're going to practice this. We're going to just do a little exercise all together and see how good you're doing and see how easy this comes to you. So think about a small decision you'd like to make and you'd like some guidance on, where there might be some doubt, where there might be some unclarity. And if you don't know, just close your eyes and say, what decision do I need guidance on? Just take something small and easy. Good. Now you're going to close your eyes. And you're going to breathe a couple of times. Breathing deeply allows your muscles to relax, allows your stress to release from your cells, and allows your body to come in alignment. Good. Now connect to your heart. Center yourself in this heart space. Okay. And now ask your intuition. Whilst you're in this heart space, focus on your heart space. Now you just say, I set the intention to get the best answer, or the highest and best answer for me on this specific decision I need to make. And listen to the answers. The answer might be a feeling. You might sense a certain vibration or this certain kind of voice it comes through. It might be a feeling, it might be a thought. It might be a voice. Listen to the first thing that came up for you. And you can write it down. And then when you write it down, you can look at it tomorrow or next week. And you say, ooh, that actually did work for me. It's very simple. But what happens when we are in our daily lives and everything is busy and your mind goes high and quick and fast? You can't make, it's so much more difficult to receive that higher guidance. When you start calming your brainwaves down by taking a moment for yourself, breathing deeply a couple of times, you release the stress, you calm down your brainwaves, and to get that guidance from your intuition, to receive that higher guidance is so much easier. Very simple little exercises. I can guarantee you, you practice with this, and you're going to be so prepared for when changes are coming. Start with the small things. And then when big things show up, you're ready. Okay, a few little things to take into consideration with this. When you receive answers, use your common sense. Don't be naive. Use your common sense. If the answer is ridiculous and unloving, unfriendly, and negative, that's not a voice you want to listen to. These answers that come from your intuition, that are from a higher guidance, they're based on unconditional love. They are often very compassionate. They are true, but they are given and told in the most loving way. So if the answer is negative, hurtful to yourself or hurtful to others, you're listening to the wrong voice. And you can directly just take that out and say, show me again. Yeah, so this is where your discernment, your common sense comes in. Good.
Okay, so shortly we're going to do a bit of a meditation, and Susie's going to lead that. But before we do, we just briefly going to go through a little bit of an exercise doing some energy testing. So those of you who have already done any theta healing courses, you'll know that when we learn to energy test, it's a way of accessing our subconscious mind and finding out answers about what's going on inside there. We can ask questions and we can find the answers. So Susie, you okay to stand up and demo?
Yeah, just give me one second. Why do we want to actually test beliefs that we have in our subconscious? Because our subconscious influence about 90% of the decisions we are making. So that's why we need to understand what beliefs are we holding in our subconscious to identify what's empowering us, that's good, and we can strengthen that. And then we also can identify what's holding us back, what's limiting us. Because the things that are holding us back and limiting us in our subconscious, we might not be aware of, but they're constantly influencing our decision making in a way that's limiting you, in a way that's not helping you. So what we're going to do is we're going to test a couple of those beliefs, and Sam is going to guide you through that. And the beliefs that you find that might be limiting you, we're going to change with you together.
Okay, so energy testing. Okay to stand up, Susie?
Yeah, I will stand up.
So when we're doing energy testing, essentially we're stood up, we're calm, we're heart-centered.
Just like this.
And then from here, what we can do is the first thing is we close our energy field, which for those of you who haven't done it before, don't worry, it's really easy. You simply grab the zip at the bottom of your base chakra and pull it all the way up through each of the chakras to above your head.
Very
That's simple. Okay, so once you've done that, the next thing we do is we make sure we're calibrating. And this is so that we're testing our answers correctly and we don't get them reversed. So first of all,
we'd like you to join. So if you're new to Theta Healing and you have never done this, join with us. So you make sure you do this because this is a critical part of this exercise.
Okay, so Susie, first of all, she's gonna calibrate and say, "This is my yes."
So I'm gonna move forward and say, "This is my yes."
Okay, so that means that she's told her subconscious when she's leaning forward, that's a yes. And then she's going to lean backwards and say, "This is my no."
This is my no.
Okay, and then we're going to check that that's all working fine. So she's going to say out loud with her eyes closed, "Yes, yes, yes."
Yes, yes, yes.
Okay, and the body allows itself to fall forward. She hasn't pushed herself. The body will naturally move in that direction because we're accessing these subconscious brainwaves. Then we're going to test that the no is working. So no, no, no.
No, no, no.
Okay, and again, the body reacts to the instruction it's been given. And now what we can do is test a belief to check it's working. So, Susie, on all levels, are you Susie?
On all levels, I'm Susie.
Okay, so for each of you online, say, "On all levels, I am," and then your name, and you can test that you're working. Now, if you weren't working, you can simply flip your polarity, and Susie's going to give you an example of how, and then...
If you're going with yes, 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 you're going backwards, and with no, 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 you're going forwards, you need to change your polarity, and it's putting your hand above your head and literally do like this. And then you try it again, and you will go correctly. If you still go not correctly with muscle testing, you need to drink water. It means you're dehydrated. Go and grab a glass of water and try it again. Now, this is a critical part that everybody needs to get right. So everybody just check that you're doing it. And if you're not getting this right, just unmute yourself. Maybe we put it on big view and just unmute yourself so we can speak to you and help you out. Okay, is this working for everybody, or is there anybody who this is not working for?
See some thumbs up, plenty of thumbs up.
Okay. If it's not working for you, just unmute yourself. In the meantime, we will continue. Good.
Okay.
You want to test the 5 beliefs?
Okay.
This is for everybody to test. So we're going to do this all together. Just spin again.
Yeah.
Brilliant.
Okay. So we're now going to say each of these beliefs out loud. Okay. They're numbered 1 through 5. And if, and I'll tell you, well, okay. So the first 3, you can write them down if the answer is no. And then the last 2, write them down if the answer is yes. Okay. So the first one is, on all levels, it is safe for me to trust my intuition.
On all levels, it's safe for me to trust my intuition.
Okay, Susie tested yes, so she doesn't need to write it down. If you tested no, just write down a little number 1 so we know which ones we can come back to. Okay.
If you have a different mother tongue, a different language that you speak, you can also test it in your own language. It's often more accurate.
Okay, the second one, number 2, on all levels, I can move forward.
On all levels, I can move forward. I'm glad because I actually haven't tested myself for these. I should have probably tested myself before class.
Okay, so as you go through these, so again, Susie tested yes, which is great. If you tested no, don't worry, just write down number 2 and we'll come back and work through this afterwards. Okay. Number 3, on all levels, I am prepared for change.
On all levels, I'm prepared for change.
Okay, we see some yeses. And if you tested no, again, just write down number 3 on your little pad and we'll come back to it afterwards. Okay, number 4. So for these ones, we're going to write them down if the answer is yes, and we're not going to write them down if the answer is no. And this is because these are limiting beliefs that we don't want. So number 4, on any level, I fear uncertainty.
On any level, I fear uncertainty.
Okay. So again, so Susie tested no, so she doesn't need to write it down. If you tested yes, write down number 4.
Okay.
And then the final one, on any level, I am stuck.
On any level, I'm stuck.
Okay, so again, Susie tested no, which is good. And if you tested yes, that means on some level, you have the belief that you're stuck. Write down the little number 5.
Now, if you're watching the replay and you struggle with the muscle testing, just drop us an email or give us a call, support@fromheadtoheart.com, and we will get back to you. So we make sure that also if you're watching the replay, you can do this.
Okay, so these are beliefs that are held in your subconscious on one of the 4 levels within us in our subconscious. And Susie's now going to lead a meditation to go through this and to do some clearing. We're going to receive some downloads. And what's important about downloads, these are essentially new beliefs. They're new things that we can bring into our subconscious. Now, when Susie offers you the download, such as the belief that it is safe to move forward, in order to receive that, you need to say yes. It's best to say it to yourself, and you can say it out loud, or you can whisper it under your breath, whatever you feel most comfortable with. But you need to consciously say yes, because that reinforces the belief in the subconscious and allows it to go in.
So we're going to use the theta healing technique to now change around the limiting beliefs into empowering beliefs in your subconscious. So your subconscious will start working for you. What is important, everything is based on free will. So what Sam said, if you don't say yes, those things won't change for you. This works as well if you're watching the replay as if you're joining live. But be aware, say yes. If a download that I give you doesn't resonate with you, don't say yes, because you don't have to accept anything that doesn't resonate with you. Good. We invite you to be open. We invite you to go with the flow, try it out. And if you have any questions at the end, then just let us know. For now, we're going to all connect to this divine energy, to this theta brainwave, allow our brain and mind to really calm down and to make these shifts in our subconscious. The way we do that is we're going to really take a couple of deep breaths. Very good. Center yourself in your heart. Now allow energy to come up from the earth through the soles of your feet, through your legs, up your knees, up your hips, and it goes all the way to the top of your head. And when this energy comes up, it gently opens all your chakras to exactly the right amount for you. So it opens your root chakra, your sacral chakra, your solar plexus chakra, your heart chakra, your throat chakra, your third eye, and your crown chakra at the top of your head. So the energy can flow through in the best way for you. And this is safe. And now visualize a beautiful ball of light above your head. And this energy goes into this ball of light. This ball of light starts to vibrate and goes high up into the sky. higher and higher, past the moon, past the stars, higher and higher, past the universe, because the creator of all that is bigger than the universe. Then it goes through layers and layers of light. We call this the fourth plane of existence. Many bright lights, a few darker lights, and many more bright lights. This is where the ancestors are, a lot of the spirit guides are. Now you go higher. You go into golden light. This we call the fifth plane of existence. And the fifth plane of existence, that's where the ascended masters reside, where we have angels, soul families, council of 12. You go higher and higher through this golden light, still in your bubble of light. And then you enter a jelly-like substance that has all the colors of the rainbow. You can visualize this, definitely. You go through this jelly-like substance higher and higher. This is the sixth plane of existence. These are the laws of the universe that keep everything in harmony. You go through a pink mist, which is the law of compassion. You go higher. This pink mist guides you into a sparkling, iridescent white light. Beautiful white light. You go deep, 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 high into this white light. Very good. This white light is very light and loving, but still got essence. This is the seventh plane of existence. The energy of all that is. Now, planes are different than dimensions. You can have hundreds of dimensions in each different plane. We are in the seven planes of existence. And your bubble of light opens up and you become one with this unconditional love energy, with this energy of all that is. Beautiful. And we're going to use this energy of all that is to make those changes, because that's the most powerful energy there is. So we don't have to use our own energy. We're just going to witness the energy of all that is making the changes based on our permission. So first of all, can we download you with lots of unconditional love? That this unconditional love fills up your entire body. When you like that, just say yes.
Yes.
You don't have to do anything. We will just witness this for you. Can the creator, we're going to use the creator, but you can also say divine energy or God or life force. Can the creator show you that this is safe, that you are safe, and what it feels like to be safe? Good. Can we release any shock and trauma from yourselves around change? Around being betrayed by your intuition? Any distrust of your intuition? Can we release any shock and trauma of that and send it into God's light?
Yes.
And replace that with what trust feels like. Replace that with feeling of safety. Replace that with what higher guidance from the creator of all that is feels like. When you like that, just say yes.
Yes.
Okay, that feels better already. Good. But do I have your permission to scan you and see whatever downloads you need?
Yes.
Okay, can we show you what security feels like? Can we show you Creator's highest definition of security and safety? And can we show you what protection feels like? And Creator's highest definition, and how you can have these things in your daily life, and that you will still have these also during areas of change, during times of change. When you like that, just say yes.
Yes.
And the Creator show you what it feels like to feel certain, to feel secure, also in times of change, also in times of growth, also when you're exploring new things, also during spiritual development and spiritual growth. When you like that, just say yes. And what that feels like.
Yes.
Keep breathing so those changes can easily take place. Beautiful. That's better. Okay. Can the Creator show you what growth feels like? That growth is safe. That it's safe for you to grow. That it's safe for you to evolve. What evolution feels like. And can you let go of the belief that you need to go through hardship, that you need to go through pain, that you need to go through struggle, through worry, or through rejection, regret, resentment, revenge, that you need to go to resistance in order to change? Can we let that go now?
Yes.
Good. Let's disconnect you from the collective consciousness around this, because the collective, there's a lot of energy still there that you need to go through this lower vibration, through these negative energies in order to change. So let's release that and let's show you from Creator's perspective what it feels like to flow through change, what it feels like to grow, to evolve, to have this inner growth, to have strength, to have power, without worry, without all these negative emotions, and to do it from a place of inner peace, a place of empowerment, a place of safety, a place of unconditional love, joy, compassion, and harmony. And that is possible and allowed. When you like that, just say yes.
Yes.
And breathe again for me, please. Good. Can we show you what it feels like to move forward? That it's safe for you to move forward, that you're ready to move forward, and that you move forward with this higher guidance without exchange. That it can be just through love unconditionally, through your intuition, and that your intuition is safe, and what your intuition feels like. What it feels like to trust your intuition. When you like that, just say yes. Okay, also let's allow you to show you that it's allowed to use your intuition without being betrayed by your intuition.
Yes.
Now let's complete through the Creator any vows, oaths, energetic contracts that stop you from trusting your intuition, that stop you from using your intuition, that hold your intuition back, that say that your intuition is unsafe. Let's complete all of this through the Creator and show you that it's safe for you to move forward, trusting your intuition, relying on your intuition, without being naive. When you like that, just say yes.
Yes.
Without being betrayed. Okay, and the Creator show you how to use your intuition to keep yourself safe, to bring yourself in alignment with your life purpose and your life path, without resistance, with ease and joy. When you like that, just say yes. And let's show you that your life purpose and your life path are safe for you. How you can live that without struggle, but from a place of personal power, from a place of joy, from a place of contribution. There's so much strong, loving light energy in this group. And you've got a phenomenal power. That's safe for you. Your power will evolve when you grow spiritually, when you're ready. So let's show you that this is safe and you're safe to move forward, and that everything unfolds for you at the right time. When you like that, just say yes. Let's create a show what it feels like to be prepared for change without being negatively impacted for it. Without taking responsibility for others, without being responsible for others. So let's release you from this burden of responsibility for others and show you what it feels like to be responsible from the creator's perspective. That you are responsible for yourself, that you allow others free will, and that you allow others to have their own responsibility without being rejected and still being loved unconditionally. When you like that, just say yes. Good. Okay. Good. Now I'd like you to move back to the sparkling white light, the creator of all that is. And let's do a sparkly shower there. Visualize or imagine that you're in a sparkling white light and you do a little shower there, showering off all the energy. Good. And then you can stay connected there and really receive this beautiful higher guidance. Take a deep breath. Now allow energy to come from the earth through your feet, all the way to the top of your head, grounding yourself. Good. And then when you're ready, you can open your eyes. How was that for you? Did that feel good? Is that relaxing? I see some heads nodding. Feel free to put it in the chat. Beautiful. There's a really loving energy. I hear, wow, yes, very good. Wonderful, thanks. Beautiful, perfect answer. Thank you, Marcel. Helen, beautiful. Victoria, it was so nice. Thank you. Dominica, thank you. Wonderful, wonderful. Really good to hear that you liked this, that you enjoyed this. Great, Doreen, it was wonderful. Good.
Okay. Should we do some testing of these beliefs?
Yeah. Just before we test the beliefs, let us explain a little bit what we have done for you.
So for those of you who are new to theta healing as a modality, what we've just done is a bit of a healing session, except that we haven't been able to go through the full repertoire of things available, because in order to do that, we go through a couple of courses. So we are running the basic course, which is a sort of 3-day introduction to theta healing. You get to learn the concepts, how it works, the meditation that Susie did. You'll be able to learn that yourself and take yourself into that sparkling white light and really feel that connection with Creator, with the divine energy of the universe. You'll understand what we mean by the different planes of existence, where we are, where we can be, where we can interact, and where these voices that we talked about earlier in our head, where they come from. Our next course we're running is at the end of January 2023, but we are running them sort of through the year beyond that. So if you're watching this on a catch-up video, then just check out our website, headtoheart.com /theta healing, and you can find all the courses there.
Yeah. The next one in January is 27, 28, 29. With this theta healing technique, you learn how to access this theta brainwave. This theta brainwave really allows your brainwaves to calm down. That allows you to have this connection with the divine. But when you have access to this theta brainwave, you also go into your subconscious, and you can change the beliefs in your subconscious. And that's what we will teach you. It will strengthen your intuition. It will allow you to make better decisions. It will really empower you. It will let go of so much of the doubt and trust, doubts that we might experience. Now, obviously, we're also running these courses in German. The next German course is in December. It's let me have a look. 16, 17, 18 of December. You're more than welcome to join. But this is just a tiny bit of what you can do with theta healing, and you will learn much more. Now, for now, we would love to show you the result so that we're gonna test those beliefs again. Now, if you had for number 1, 2, or 3 a no, we're going to test them again for you to show you that they have switched over. If they haven't switched over, let us know, and there might be something holding that back in your subconscious. Number 3 and 4, if they weren't a no, but if they were a yes, they should have switched to a no now with this with these downloads and this meditation. So let's test this all together.
Okay, I'm going to take the pin off so we can see what's going on, see who's testing what.
So the first belief.
Okay, the first one to
maybe test the yeses and nos again?
Yeah, the first thing to do is stand up. We're going to close the energy field by pulling that zip up from the base chakra all the way through to above your crown. And then we're going to first of all say out loud, yes, 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 and just check that we're moving forward. Okay, and when we've done that again with your eyes closed, keep that heart-centeredness and test no, 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 and check that you're falling slightly backwards. Okay, is that working for everybody? Is there anybody it isn't working for? Again, see lots of thumbs up. Fantastic. Okay, so the first belief we're going to test, and again, keep your eyes closed and say this belief out loud. On all levels, it is safe for me to trust my intuition. And if you want to test it in your native language, if that's better for you, then please carry on and do it as that.
I will also just show it again. So, dipping of the energy field, yes, yes, yes. No, no, no. Okay, number 1.
On all levels, it is safe for me to trust my intuition.
On all levels, it's safe for me to trust my intuition. If this was a no, this should be a yes right now.
Okay. The second one, and we're going to say it out loud. On all levels, I can move forward.
On all levels, I can move forward. Yes. If this was a no, this should be also a yes right now.
The third one, on all levels, I am prepared for change.
On all levels, I'm prepared for change. This should also be a yes right now.
Fantastic. Okay, number 4. And this time, if you move forward before, we want you to move back this time. So hopefully this has changed and this should be falling backwards. On any level, I fear uncertainty.
On any level, I fear uncertainty. Should be a no right now.
And the 5th and final one to test. Again, make sure you close your eyes and say it out loud. On any level, I am stuck.
On any level, I am stuck.
Okay. So let us know in the chat whether how many of those cleared, whether you've got any of the remaining or whether they've all been cleared and moved around to the correct way of testing.
Who has had beliefs that changed for them? All have changed, Nicolette. Wonderful. Marcel, solved. Nazreen, cleared. Wonderful. Very good. Jay, all changed. Carrie, all cleared, except stuck. Okay, very good. Carrie, do I have your permission to have a quick look in your energy field? Because sometimes these beliefs, it could happen that they aren't cleared because there's something underneath it still holding it back. Now, sometimes it's very easy to find it out. Sometimes a little bit of belief work needs to be done. And that we really go deeper into the courses, because belief work is a technique that we learn, and it might take a little bit longer. But do I have your permission, Carrie, to have a quick look in your energy field? Okay. Okay, can we release the belief that when you're stuck, you're safe, and show you that you can be safe also when you're able to move forward, and that you can be safe without being stuck? Anybody else who likes this download, just say yes. Okay, can we release the fear of leaving other people behind, leaving loved ones behind? And can we show you that you are able and allowed to move forward without losing loved ones, without losing yourself? And that you can move forward without being stuck. Is that okay? Good. Can the Creator show you that you're always loved by the Creator? Because you're just a beautiful soul, and all of you are beautiful souls. Is that okay? Okay. If you can stand up for me now, and you can test it again. Just test your yeses and your nos, and test on any level, I'm stuck. Was that the belief? Okay. Okay, so quite a few of you had the one that was stuck. What happened, Carrie? Are you still stuck, or are you not stuck anymore? Slightly move forward. Okay, so there will be something else there. Can you tell me what are you getting out of getting stuck? Okay, quite a few have the one that's stuck is still there. So all of you who still have that belief, how is it helping you to be stuck, to stay stuck? How can this help you? Just the first thing that comes up. Okay, so can we complete any vows, oaths, and energetic contracts that tell you that you have to stay stuck? That tell you that you can only stay on this earth when you're stuck? Can we show you that also when you are enlightened, also when you evolve and grow, you can choose to stay on the earth? And that's safe for you and that's allowed? And can the Creator show you that it's safe for you to take responsibility? That it's safe for you to be here? That it's safe for you to let go of being stuck, and that you still know who you are?
And the Creator show you that you can be safe without being stuck? Is that okay?
Can the Creator show you what it feels like to live in a world of abundance, to live in a world of plenty, also without being stuck? Can we show you that this plenty, this world of plenty, this world of abundance, this feeling of plenty and abundance will stay also when you move forward? When you like all of this, just say yes.
Yes.
Okay. Anything to add? Okay, so let's test it again. Let's see for who it has shifted. To any level, I'm stuck. Just going through the other answers. All changed, yes, changed. Except stuck. Cleared. Natasha, wonderful. Very nice, Karen. Good to hear that you're ready for change. Okay, Danica, let me know if they have changed for you now as well. Okay, what's happened here? For Ryan has shifted. Wonderful. That shifted for me. Thank you. That was from Carrie. Wonderful. Great to hear. So we always why do we have these beliefs that hold us back? Is because we often get something out of it. There's something positive that we're getting from it. So when we know what we are getting from it, then we can show you that you can have that positive thing without needing the limiting belief. So sometimes it's a little bit of a puzzle, but it's quite easy to resolve most of the time. So it has changed for Melanie, it cleared for Heike. Brilliant. Shifted for Mia. Wonderful. So what is left? We've got Dominica. So I can test again. On any level, I fear uncertainty. Okay, so test that one as well, Dominica. And then I think we're good for everybody. It's so wonderful. Now, in the meantime, when, Victoria still has number 1. Okay, what is that? It's safe for me to trust my intuition. Okay, Victoria, think about it. What will happen when you trust your intuition? What will change in your life? Dominica, I'm all good now. Wonderful. Victoria, work will change in your life. Okay. Can the Creator show you what it feels like to receive the higher guidance also in the area of work? And that you will always be looked after and that you will always have plenty. And that whatever comes on your path will give you enough excitement without getting bored. When you like that, just say yes. So what do? I tune into your energy field and see what's going on so I can give you the right download so these beliefs can shift for you. And then we witness those changes based on your permission. So Victoria, feel free to test it again. Wonderful. Now, in the meantime, whilst we wait for Victoria, we just want to also tell you that for the Theta healers that are here, we do have some very exciting courses coming up. A lot of you are already joining, but we have You and the Earth live in London. This course is only done once a year. Almost nobody teaches it in the UK. You and the Earth is absolutely amazing. You're going to learn how to connect with the Earth, how to communicate with the Earth, how to change the energy in water. You're going to measure your energy field. You're going to listen to the heartbeat of the Earth and align your own heartbeat with that. Again, the Earth vibrates. The electromagnetic field around the Earth is the same frequency as a low alpha, high theta brainwave. So there's so much similarities, and we're going to tell you much more about that in the You and the Earth course. It's the 3rd and the 4th of December. And it's in Marble Arch from 10 to 5 p.m., from 10 a.m. to 5 p.m.
And yes, we are going to be going out in Hyde Park and connecting with some of the trees and being out in as much nature as we can find in central London.
Yeah. And then we've got DNA 3 as well for you. DNA 3 is all about shifting the energy in the collective, making things that are impossible possible. It's the 11th to the 15th of January. It's online from 12:30 to 7 UK time. Just a little reminder of these things. And then we have a whole host of courses coming for you next year. Your relationship package is coming, but we will leave that for another time. Now, Victoria, it shifted for you. Really great to hear. We can shift all these beliefs. We just need to find out how it's serving us, what we are getting out of it, and what we are learning. When we identify these things just shift so easily. And when it shifts in your subconscious, your energy field changes. The energy you send out changes. The energy you attract changes. And these things can really create big changes in your life, often in a very positive way.
So I'm going to bring it to a close now. I'm going to bring it to a conclusion. And what we've just done is going through the theta healing technique and how it can be used. So we very much see theta healing as a tool, and it's something we can practice and can improve on. But actually, it needs to be more than a tool. It needs to be put to use. And that's why we love delivering these masterclasses. We love doing practice groups, and we love getting everybody involved. And tonight we've gone through what it really means to have certainty and uncertainty, how both have got positive aspects, and we can get benefit from both. we've looked at how our ego can so easily influence certainty and uncertainty because of the effects of collective consciousness and things that inform us and say, oh, too much certainty is bad and too much uncertainty is bad. And actually, we can shift our own reactions to each of these emotions. We can really up level and be ready for change. And what we can do is do that by bringing certainty to uncertainty, by evolving our reactions and evolving our intuition. So next week, this time next week, next Tuesday, we're going to be back here again for part 2. And in part 2, we're going to be looking at finding the foundation to be prepared for uncertainty. We're going to dig a little bit deeper on this to really know, how can I get myself ready to that next level and really have that strong foundation. And we're also going to be looking at mitigating against the downsides when those uncertain times do arrive. When that unknown does happen, how can we mitigate against the external downsides that can occur then?
Something very important that I actually just, I had my spiritual team is like, knock, you need to tell this. When you focus on this spiritual development, when you listen to your intuition, when you are actually living from a place of love, people that are like light workers, that are here to contribute, we all can get to the level of vibration that you receive this higher protection. You will see that some people with the change they're coming are going to get through a really rough time, and they're going to have a lot of challenges. But you will also see the people that go with the flow, are following their intuition, are following that higher guidance. They will get this higher protection. And it will just be beautiful the way how it unfolds. Everybody has that option. Everybody has that possibility. But you do need to strengthen that intuition and that connection with the higher guidance.
Thank you all for being here this evening. We've had a really good time on part 1 of the Masterclass Prepare for Change, and we look forward to seeing you next Tuesday.
Thank you for watching the replay, and we love to guide you on your journey. So if you have any questions, if you feel like you need to get in contact with us, if you feel like you want to get more guidance, just send us an email on support@fromheadtoheart.com. Thank you. We feel honored to have served you.